Okay, Lowe's 2725, customer Watson. This is a remodel of a home 82, 84, something like that. So it does not come into the RRP lead remediation rule for this. This home is too new to have that issue. So a couple things to look at. First thing is that is a bulkhead above that wall there where the double angle window is. So the cabinet line out would come to just at the edge of that wall there. I looked at the sink base being a 36. We probably need to change that to a 33. Add a small 1-inch fill beside the dishwasher and then back these cabinets off about 1.5 inches. Your cabinet peninsula is going all the way to the edge of that. And you can see that that's not the most perfect line. So staying back behind that is going to actually be a little better, so we don't have to worry about whether the end of that wall is nice and straight. I can see it kick in some at the bottom. So that wall is probably not very plumb against the outside angle wall. Being said though, molding returns around the windows are your 2¼ inch colonial casing, standard casing for the era. Corner measurement to the edge of the window is 67¼ just like your drawing. But then your drawing is like a 9-inch space here, and they have an open shelf, as you can see. That's only about a 2¼ inch margin right there. So 2¼ inch margin is what they were comfortable with keeping, so that they can have the cabinet as long as possible. It does not get anywhere near those big window, so it doesn't get anywhere near the edge of the sink area. So that's something they definitely want to change, make that margin a little tighter to the window. Now this one on this side is being gone. Of course, if you're bringing the peninsula out here and moving the dishwasher, you couldn't reach it anyway from that height. So some floating shelves or something decorative would work out fine there. Underneath the sink, something to show you, they actually have copper, which is common for the age of the house, but they have a Y built into the disposer, the disposal waste on the wall, and then you've got a press reverse osmosis system here. Underneath it's a Culligan system, and then you've got a regular disposer. Well, that pipe there to the left of the disposer is about 2.5, 3 inches. That's all you have as far as underneath mounting. Your actual sink here is only 6.5 inches deep. So when we start looking at going with an undermount sink, 9 inches deep is the absolute most for the undermount sink, because you're going down 1.25 inches anyway under that surface, and then the depth of the sink is another 9. So you're like 10 inches deep from where you're at. That actual return into the wall right there is only about 18 inches off the floor. 20 inches off the floor actually is what I think I've seen. So that's definitely going to be a concern if you're going to use anything larger as a disposer than like that Badger 1 or whatever, the standard disposer. Customer said they're getting rid of the press osmosis filter. Don't use it much anyway, so they're getting rid of that. It's not going to be part of this, so the sink base 33 will be plenty of room. If the customer does his own tear out for this, make sure that you sell him some 3/8 inch brass caps. These are the original valves to the house. If they turn off the first time and hold water pressure, that'll be a miracle. But as far as that, in the middle of the night when the water pressure comes up, it could start leaking. So always put 3, that's what you need. Now there's 3/8 inch brass caps with Teflon tape on the valves, so that if you have a problem with water pressure, it's just going to be a drip. It ain't going to blow out in the middle of the night and start flooding the house or something if they do their own tear out. Now over here on this side of the room, the cabinets on the right and left of the stove are about the same. You have 51¼ on this side, 51 inches on this side. As far as the stove opening, it's about 30.5 inches is what they've left here. That's at 133 back wall measurement, left to right. So 133 inches is correct, but in the new layout, we're not doing a tambour storage, which these things always tear up. So it's really better not to. If you're going to do one, always do a door storage if you are. But this microwave that they have here is the one they're planning on using in that peninsula turnout. Microwave is 18 inches wide, 12 inches tall, and 17 inches deep front to back. So it'll fit in the base microwave cabinet, no problem. Again, these are modular cabinet layout design, so these sizes are about the same as what you're going to have in our catalog books today. But one of the things here, this is 108 inches of cabinet, but that's the face frame measurement from the corner. This is actually 2¼ inches of more wall, so that's 110¼ is what that actual wall is. So you're looking at turning this cabinet around backwards and facing out with an operational door on the right-hand side at the end of the run. That's no problem, that'll still work, but you're up against an outside corner wall. So your crown molding would actually come around and return on the face of this, which is perfect. But I didn't see any faux panels or finished doors on the left-hand side to complete the look of the step-out pantry. So double check that. The other thing is, because of the return depth down here, we probably want to do that as a wide rail kitchen or no toe kick area, you know, where we actually build that out and do a wrap of OG pilaster molding or baseboard around it to tie back in to that molding that they have there. So we'd have our molding come up to the edge, their molding dies right straight in the front of it, and it looks nice and clean. Now, one thing they talked about doing was doing a replacement floor after we're done with the cabinets. One of the things I'm looking at here from the center of this, there's a little bit of a belly to the floor here as it rolls down some, and you can see it in the cabinets, there's a little bit of a wedge. That corner of the room is 96 5/8 of an inch height. This side of the room is 96. So there is a 5/8 of an inch slope to the room from one side to the other. Make sure that we order the universal wood matching toe kick, which is 8 inches tall for this side of the room, so that we can cut that to height. That's going to be over 3/4 of an inch or so on shims after we're done. And that universal toe kick will allow us to scribe that and make it match where we don't have big gaps and the quarter round will still cover. One of the things they talked about doing was luxury vinyl plank for the floor in here, which is about 3/16 of an inch thick. That should not affect anything if they go right over the top of this floor. If they decide to do a refinish, then I would recommend they tear the cabinets out and do the repair on the floors and refinish the floors before we actually put the new cabinets in. And we'll work off rugs and cardboard or whatever while we're installing. Otherwise, if they're going to put the LVP down, that would be after we do the cabinet installation. We would just literally build the cabinets up a little bit extra with blocking to make sure that we're above that height. Now, as far as that goes, I think that's pretty much going to cover it. All the cabinet sizes work out fine for the interior here, your base waste, paper can, all that. But moving the dishwasher to this side, I think you're going to have about a 1-inch fill beside the dishwasher. Otherwise, that's probably the only change you'll have to make. Just go back and give me a call if you have any questions on it. 423-650-1051. Have a good day.